talk about the game today. Media members, please raise your hands if you have a question. Kristie, 1-1 draw, hard-fought battle. How was it?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was one of our uglier games, I think, of the season. So I don't think that Juan or any of us are too happy with it, but obviously getting a point on the road isn't the worst thing that could have happened. But I think we definitely haven't won in a while, so we need to go back to the drawing board and really just figure out what's going on and how we can get back to winning, because we're in a bit of a lull right now. But there's up and downs to every season, so I think that if we can just get home and figure it out and get a win in this next game, we'll be right back on track.
Thanks, Kristie. We'll start with Jenna Sinelli and then to John. Jenna, go ahead.
Hi, Kristie. Thanks so much for taking the time, and congrats on a hard-fought draw. Obviously, Houston's a place you're very familiar with, but from back here on the East Coast, it seemed like the heat and humidity was a big factor at play. How much do you think that had an impact on the match? And just for you personally, is that just something that you're kind of just used to based on your years there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely affected us tonight, not only physically, but mentally. I think when it's going to be like that, it's obviously kind of hard to wrap your head around it and to fight through it. Physically, I think it is just super draining, especially with the sun in the first half. The second half got a little bit better, but I still think that we are just so much better than that, and we can bring so much more. And we have to be able to play in any climate. So I think it's just a matter of just getting back to the drawing board and figuring out how to be better next week.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jenna. Our next question will go to John Lupo. John.
Christine Lynn had another goal tonight. It always seems like she's able to score when you guys need her to. So just talk about how she continues to be just so productive for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, Lynn is just like such a solid leader for us, on and off the field. She's doing absolutely amazing. And I think that all of us know that we can rely on her. So she's been great. And, we absolutely love having her. We're so lucky to have her. Just the work that she puts in, and just kind of being that leader that we can always look to, to help us out, to get us out of something. Exactly like tonight, she stepped up and took that PK, and we were able to get a point out of tonight. So she's been incredible, and we're really lucky to have her.
All right, our next questions will go to Steph Young and then Courtney Stitt. Go ahead, Steph.
Thanks, Krista. Hi, Kristie. As you mentioned, really sunny first half. I checked the weather. It was apparently feels like 150% humidity, just the most disgusting conditions possible. But it did feel like there was a lot of back and forth in that first half, in particular, some ping-ponging, some big transition. Was there any discussion about hey guys, here's how we can slow the game and maybe preserve our legs, particularly in some of the grossest weather possible?
Yeah, the first half was definitely just a little messy. It was tough to see the other side of the field. It was just coming really hard into our eyes on that, what was my left side of the field. The biggest issue that we had was we couldn't just make simple passes. I think that those are mistakes that we usually never make. So I think that Juan was just at halftime, he was like, this isn't good enough. You guys are better than this. And again, I mean, I don't really think it got that much better in the second half, maybe a little bit. But I think that this is where we need to kind of look at ourselves and take the week more seriously and take these games more seriously and just kind of hold ourselves accountable that we all need to be better than that. So it's definitely on us. And I think that we're all better than that, and we'll be better next week.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Our next question goes to Courtney Stitt. And then we have one final question from Jenna Sinelli.
Hi, Kristie. Courtney Stitt here. I'm just looking at the season more generally. You're in the top 10 of NWSL players in shot creating action. So basically fouls, key passes that, lead to a shot. What is it about the system that you're playing in, or maybe Juan's tactics, or the coaching staff that's helping you be so dominant offensively?
I don't really think I'm being dominant because I don't have a goal or an assist, but I know I'm helping out a bit. But I do definitely think that I need to be more dominant, and I need to be able to put some chances away and get some assists and get on the board and stuff like that. But I do definitely think that I'm helping out, but it's just a matter of now kind of looking at myself and and just practicing and finally putting one away. I think that that will maybe give me a little bit more confidence once I get a goal. But yeah, I just want to continue to contribute as much as I possibly can and do the hard work, do the nitty gritty, and hopefully I'll get rewarded eventually.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, and our last question goes to Jenna.
Yes, thanks so much for one more. Obviously full focus on the NWSL right now, but World Cup coming up. Just curious with it being so close, just how you handle like having that full focus on Gotham and the NWSL, but also with that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, it is very stressful. I'm not going to lie. Trying to stay focused on Gotham, but also knowing that the World Cup roster is being released soon. It's a very difficult spot to be in, and I'm trying to deal with it as best as I possibly can. But it is stressful, and I think that if I can keep performing at Gotham and we can get some wins, and just to continue to be a dominant team in the NWSL, I think that's going to help me out a lot. And yeah, it's definitely stressful, and I'm doing the best that I can and can only hope for the best.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kristie.
Yeah, of course.